Okay, we are now going to do number 6 through 10 on the third balancing equations worksheet. First thing we're going to do is write down all of our elements. We have silicon, oxygen, hydrogen, and fluorine. Silicon, we have 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Oxygen, we have 2 on the left and 1 on the right. Hydrogen, we have 1 on the left and 2 on the right. And fluorine, we have 1 on the left and 4 on the right. Okay, silicons, 1 and 1, those are balanced. Oxygen, we have 2 on the left, 1 on the right. I'm going to multiply water by 2 in order to make this oxygen 2. In the process, that actually made that hydrogen 4 because I multiplied the water by 2, so 2 times 2 is 4. Now on the left-hand side, we have 4 hydrogens, so I'm going to multiply HF by 4. And in the process, that made the fluorines 4. And so that all gets balanced out. So the answer for that one is 1, 4, 1, and 2. Alright, so the next one we have zinc, hydrogen, and chlorine. We have 1 zinc on the left and 1 zinc on the right. 1 hydrogen on the left, we have 2 hydrogens on the right, 1 chlorine on the left, and 2 chlorines on the right. Zincs are balanced. Hydrogens, I need to multiply HCl by 2 in order to get the hydrogens to balance. That also changed the chlorines because I multiplied the whole thing by 2. So that means 2 hydrogens and 2 chlorines. So our answer here is 1, 2, 1, and 1. Alright, number 8, we have hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen, and phosphorus. Is that it? It looks like it. Okay, hydrogen, I have 1 on the left and 3 on the right. Chlorines, I have 1 on the left and 2 on the right. Ooh, we have lots of oxygens here. We have 4 here and 10 here. That means I have 14 oxygens. On the left-hand side, I have 7 here and 4 here. That means I have 11 oxygens on the right. In phosphorus, I have 4 on the left and 1 on the right. Okay, so let's start at the top. We have hydrogens. We have 3 on the left. We only have 1 on the right, so I'm going to multiply that by 3. That also changed the number of chlorines we have. We now have 3 chlorines. We also now have 12 oxygens here and 10 here. That means we have 22 oxygens. Alright. Now, on the next row, you notice our chlorines. We have 2 here and 3 here. So I'm actually going to try to make it 6 because 6 is divisible by both 2 and 3. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3 because 2 times 3 is 6. That also gives us 21 oxygens here and another 4 here. That means we have 25 oxygens on the right-hand side now. And I'm going to multiply this one by 6 to make that 6. Alright, that changed our hydrogens. We now have 6 hydrogens. We also now have, instead of 12 oxygens, we have 6 times 4, which is 24, plus another 10 here. So we actually have 34 oxygens now. Alright, you will also notice that in the process, since we changed the hydrogens, I'm going to go ahead and fix those now. I have 6 hydrogens here. I'm going to multiply this side by 2 to give us 6 hydrogens. That changed our number of phosphorus to 2. And our oxygens, we have 4 times 2 now. So that's 8. And we still have 21 here. So that's 29 now. Okay, so hydrogens are balanced, chlorines are balanced. I'm going to skip oxygens for now because I have so many of them going on. But I am going to go to phosphorus now. 4 on the left. I have 2 on the right, and I need 4. So that means we're going to basically have to redo all the hydrogens and chlorines again. But that's okay. Remember, some of these just take a long time. So I'm actually going to multiply this by 4 so my phosphorus is balanced out. So I have 4 phosphorus now. I now have 12 hydrogens. And I now have 4 times 4, which is 16 oxygens, plus another 21 here. So that gives me 37 oxygens. Ooh, that's a lot of oxygens. Okay, so that means I need to change this to a 12 on the left-hand side to get me to 12 hydrogens, so the hydrogens balance. The chlorines are now 12. The oxygens over here are now 12 times 4, which is 48, plus another 10, which is 58. Alright, so we need to balance out the chlorines now. We have 12 on the left. That means in order to get 12, I need 6 on the right. Because 6 times 2 is 12. That changed our oxygens again. We now have 6 times 7, which is equal to 42, plus another 16 here from the 4 times 4 is 58. That was a pretty intense one, but we got it. So 12 and 12, 12 and 12, 58 and 58, 4 and 4. And notice how I always kept the oxygens to the end because I saw it in multiple locations on the left because the arrow. So either on the left side of the arrow I had multiple locations and I had it in multiple locations on the right. So because of that I kept it till the end, hoping that it was going to balance out in the end, and it actually did. Alright, so number 9. I went too far down. So I have nitrogen and oxygen. Okay. This should not be written like that. It should be up here on top of the arrow, because it doesn't really affect anything. If anything, it should be on the left-hand side. Okay, that was written wrong. Hopefully it's written right on your worksheet. Okay, so I have 2 nitrogens and 1 nitrogen. I actually have 3 oxygens and 3 oxygens, 2 hydrogens, and 1 hydrogen. So if I multiply the left by 2, that changes the hydrogens by 2, the nitrogens to 2, and the oxygens to 6. On the left, I have 2 and 2. Multiply, this should be 3. So I have 1 oxygen taken care of. So I need 6. Well, there's no way to get that. So I'm going to say I need 5 more. And whatever I do, I have to divide it. I have to multiply it by 2. So if I put 5 halves there, I can multiply the entire equation by 2 and get rid of that half. So I say 2 and 2 is now 4. 2 times 5 halves is just 5. 2 H2O and 4 HNO3. So that gives me 10 here and 2 more is 12 and 4 hydrogens. Over here we have 4 nitrogens, 12 oxygens, and 4 hydrogens. Alright, we have one more on this worksheet. That's number 10. Okay. Right, so we have nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen. We actually have 2 nitrogens. We have one here and one here. We have 2 nitrogens here. We have 4 hydrogens. We have 2 over here. We have 3 oxygens, and we have 2, 3 there. So it looks like the hydrogens are the only things we have to worry about. So I'm going to multiply this side by 2. I have a funny feeling it's going to be a pesky one. So that means that's 4. Now we have 4 oxygens because we have 2 here and we have 2 here. Alright, so that's obviously not going to work because of this right here. So I'm going to multiply this side by 2 because it has to be, it will most likely be an even number. So we have 2 nitrogens times 2, we have 4 nitrogens. We have 8 hydrogens. And we have 6 oxygens now. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this nitrogen by 2 to make that 4. Hydrogens, we have 8 over here. That means I need to multiply this side by 4 to make that 8. That changes our oxygens too. We have 4, 5, 6 here now. And that's actually all balanced out now. So those are the answers for 6 through 10. Our final answer for this one is 2, 2, 1, and 4. Alright, good luck.